I was delivering clothing donations to fire victims when suddenly a brazen, ungrateful woman demanded my coat. I am part of a local donation collection group, so from time to time, I am asked to help with clothing. I help wash, fold, sort, and deliver clothes to various free stores. Sometimes, if we learn about a community in need of essential items, such as winter or children's clothing, we deliver the items directly to their homes. A few days ago, a fire occurred in our area, and 3 families were left homeless. We gathered items in the needed sizes and set off. We do not ask for anything in return for our work. We simply want to make life a little easier for the families. We always apologize and explain that the items may not be the style they are used to, as they are donated clothing, but they are at least clean and warm. If there are special requests, they can inform any member of the group, and we try to help. Many of the collected items came from people whose children simply outgrew them. Everything is anonymous, and it is a way for those living more comfortably to help those in need. This is what I love about my city. People do not hesitate when help is needed. I was given an address and I went. I arrived, carried the bags to the door, and knocked. After that, I don't even know what to think. Everything started normally. There was a mother and 3 children. I explained that there were 3 bags of clothing in the needed sizes and a box of age-appropriate toys, just like for other families. I thought I misheard when she said she wanted my coat and just asked again. She called me rude and said again, "These items are fine, but I want the coat you are wearing." I replied, "No, sorry, but I just bought this coat." In response, she got angry and accused me of rummaging through the donation bags, taking the best items for myself. I had never encountered this before. None of our group lives in wealth. That's actually why we do what we do, because life in our area is tough, and we believe in sharing what we have. We collect quality items from those who have extras and distribute them for free to those in need or with specific requests. Sometimes we take items directly from our own closets if they are more needed elsewhere. Last year we raised money to buy a car adapted for a family member in a wheelchair. The year before, we helped a young family where the mother was diagnosed with terminal cancer. This year, our goal is to build 4 tiny homes for the homeless in our community so they can use them as needed. We want to provide stability for these people so they can successfully return to normal life during and after rehabilitation from addiction. In general, each of us does everything we can to help. The world is too cruel a place to be alone. Now the coat. It is expensive, $250, but I had been saving gift cards for 2 years and eagerly waiting for seasonal sales before finally deciding and buying it at a 75% discount. Maybe I was wrong to wear it for this delivery, I don't know. But after I said for the second time, "No, this is my coat," the woman began yelling at me. I just left the bags at the door and drove away. This morning I woke up to a bunch of messages in the group asking, why did I refuse to give the mother a winter coat? And why did I supposedly leave all the items at the end of the driveway in the ditch? These aren't even questions, as most messages are accusatory, some just openly angry. Today is one of those days when I feel like quitting this whole effort to make the world better. I was once in the position of these families, and people helped me in the same way. I know what it's like to rely on someone else's help, so I try to be compassionate and understanding, but without condescension or pity. I rarely talk about what I do because no one needs to know where things came from or who got them. I do good because it was done for me and because it's right. That's all. But after today, I don't even feel like responding to anyone. It's not just about that woman, it's about these messages getting increasingly hostile, about people clearly discussing me behind my back, about how quickly they decided it was true. I'm not sure if I want to continue helping people after all this. I've been in the group for 5 years, and there were never complaints before, and now I feel betrayed by people I considered friends. It all feels disgusting, and this is not how it should be. I would understand if it were some fancy fur coat or something similar. But I have the most ordinary long coat, which is just very warm. I don't understand. Officially, we've existed for about 4 months, but we've been involved in charity for 5 years. This was my project and that of the current council president, which gradually attracted a significant number of volunteers and funding. We really need clear rules, at least to protect clients who use our help. But we are still learning to navigate official procedures and bureaucracy. The only person I thought I could rely on now insists that everything happened exactly as the woman described. I am just completely confused. Having a council was necessary because we are partially federally funded. At least, our food pantry is a legal requirement, unfortunately. Of the 5 group members, only one wrote to check if I was okay and what happened. The others seemed sure that I really acted as described. I don't know what to do next because, in such a small community, the truth always eventually comes out. Always. Now the question, do I even want to deal with such people? I don't think I can trust them after this. Commentator, maybe take a break and rest from the group? They treated you horribly. The problem is I still won't be able to avoid them. At some point, I'll have to respond either by message or in person. The longer I wait, the worse it will be, I know. But I really don't want to deal with it at all. We have a small community, the truth will come out anyway. But now it's obvious that I can no longer trust these people. Whatever they say later, the damage is already done. Well, before we continue, I suggest writing my opinion about the situation right now. I don't know, personally I think this happens quite often in similar organizations. Maybe I just have a bad opinion of the world, of life in general, but that's how it is. On bulletin boards, moms whose kids have outgrown clothes often write that they will give items away for free for other children. Well, because selling these items is quite difficult, and they just don't want to deal with it. And it seems that if I write that I will just give it away for free, it solves all problems, as people will be grateful. And they often write that they will give a bag of children's clothing, or even adult clothing. Just come and take it for free. And I've often heard that people who take these items come with complaints that some items aren't right, some are a bit dirty, etc. It seems, damn, they just give away items, I take the bag, and that's it. But no, they come and say, I don't need this is dirty, why are you giving me this? And some even say, I have kids so I can't take it. Please bring me what I need. Well, a strange situation, of course. So I'm not surprised by the woman's behavior, but I am a bit surprised by the behavior of this charity group. On the other hand, any group has some underhanded intrigues, some conflicts, and absolutely no human group is without this. The cleanest, brightest charity groups, religious groups, none are without this. Now let's continue and see what happened next. Update 1. As advised, I wrote only the facts and bullet points in the general chat group. Items were delivered to the doorstep as usual. The client demanded that I give her my personal clothing. The client accused me of stealing from donation bags. The client insulted me. I left at the client's doorstep half a bag of women's clothing, 1.5 bags of children's clothing, 1 bag of bed linen and towels, 1 box of children's toys and books. I am really trying to understand some of the messages I received about this, and I genuinely don't understand why anyone decided that I intentionally humiliated the client. You all know my story and the reasons why I do all this. Since I no longer feel trusted in our group, I officially resigned from my committee and group positions. So far, the responses vary greatly. They range from apologetic to accusatory and even narcissistic. The most interesting message, I think, wasn't even addressed to me, and it hinted that it's better this way. I don't believe I was that naive. An emergency meeting is scheduled next week. As it turns out, you cannot just resign from a council position midterm without a valid reason, though I believe I have one. Plus, the good thing is my accuser now also must give an official statement for the record since I resigned. I can attend and comment. This adds weight to my reasons for leaving. Would it be petty of me to wear my coat again or better to choose something old? I ask seriously. I don't want to make things worse. I just want to leave and mind my own business. Rumors have already spread, and it seems it will play in my favor. Small towns are both wonderful and terrible in this regard. I have already been asked to withdraw my resignation to prevent irreparable division in our charity group. I have 8 months left in my term as secretary. This position requires the trust of council members to keep accurate records. But I no longer feel that trust. I don't want my reputation to be unfairly questioned again after working so damn hard to build it. I resigned precisely to prevent drama and division. In the end, it turned out the opposite. What would you do? I feel I will end up being the scapegoat anyway. Commentator. They won't let you leave, what will they do? Lock you in your house? In the official council, certain steps must be taken to remove someone from a key position: president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, committee heads. Or at least that's what I'm told. Maybe it's just a tactic to buy time? I am reviewing the charter and rules, but the font is small, hard to read. I am surprised and touched by the number of clients who defended me. But this, I think, causes so much drama and distrust both within the organization and among those using our services. And that is exactly what I wanted to avoid and leave quietly. This is lousy, there is no other word. Commentator: in the future, make it mandatory to have 2 people on every delivery without exception. There will be people who will still need your group's help. Please don't let that woman's behavior stop your good work. And if the second helper also has a phone and camera, you'll have proof. Ungrateful clients quickly learn manners if they didn't have them before. Did anyone even check that house to see if the items were really in the ditch? Oh God, my dashcam. Need to check. Thank you so much. No sound, but it's enough. The footage shows me arriving and that nothing is on the porch. You can see the car slightly move when I took out the bags. And you can see me placing a bag on the porch, as well as at least 2 coats, or winter suits. When I reversed, almost the entire porch is visible. You can see her standing outside, but the quality doesn't show her face or what she's doing. I still don't know what evidence my accusers presented. They say she has already been removed from the registry of those in need. I am starting to get really angry. This woman screwed up, but she has 3 children to care for, and they deserve food and clothing. This has gone too far. Update 2. The ungrateful client turned out to be the former sister-in-law of the council president. And yes, they are still friends. Ah, these small towns. Can't wait for next week. Commentator: I knew it. This whole story seemed completely staged from the beginning. Typical small-town intrigues and power struggles when only one person craves power. The president wants to kick you out because you are a co-founder. And she wants to take all the applause and praise from the community. Regain your reputation. You are needed and important to the community, otherwise you wouldn't have done this charity work for 5 years. Fight. I am trying to figure out how to leave without harming the council, as they do good and necessary work. I cannot destroy it all, no matter how I feel. And that's the problem. I think I will request an official council investigation before leaving. I have the right to do so. According to the charter, I cannot believe someone is capable of doing this for reputation or vanity. I really hope so, at least. But if the investigation shows it was all staged, who does that? I will have grounds to remove the council president from his post. This is not petty. I just don't want someone else to go through the same thing. But you are right, something really stinks here, and it gets worse every day. I'm going to figure it out. I want to submit a statement to the council, attaching dashcam footage showing at least 1 bag clearly on the porch. Unfortunately, I forgot to mention in my group message the coat, 3 winter suits, and boots I also left. So now I'll have to explain that somehow. I also learned they were delivered 3 more bags of items, including winter clothes. I think it's an attempt to cover up the situation, but judging by what I hear from many, they are moving in the wrong direction. If she tries to sell the extras, as many suspect, it will all come out much faster. In any case, the irony is that I am now probably the least involved in this. Small-town drama? I admit, in retrospect it's strange that I was assigned this client when there were other addresses closer. I thought it was due to schedule conflicts, but now I understand that's not the case. Interestingly, rumors began circulating that it was all staged. I try not to pay attention to rumors without evidence, but I am beginning to think. I hate this situation with all my heart. Everything seems so damn stupid. I am still completely confused. The meeting is scheduled for Wednesday evening. In 2 days, I haven't decided if I will go. I don't want this drama to ruin the good we've done. Maybe I'll just submit my resignation and leave it at that. Public opinion is already on my side, so why make it worse? Commentator: completely agree. In our town, this happened too. There are small groups that help the community without joining any organizations or charitable foundations, just on their own. There were some residents who gossiped, collected donations, and sold them for money. Eventually, these residents went around various community groups and established organizations, complaining about each one, claiming they weren't being helped and deliberately causing scandals. Then the groups began posting their versions of events on Facebook. Meanwhile, those residents kept doing the same thing, accusing others of not helping, and so on. It didn't last long. The whole town quickly realized that these particular people were stirring everyone up, and they were kicked out of all the communities. Sometimes you really have to stand up and tell your side. In the end, the truth comes out anyway. You're a genius. After your comment, I thought about other groups this woman might have been involved in before ending up here. Well, now I have 4 witnesses ready to come with me on Wednesday, from 3 different groups that this woman also managed to deceive. The question is, do I want to go that far? Yes and no. I feel the situation has already taken too much valuable time and distracted from the group's original purpose. I'm also being asked to run for council president in the next term. Most members support me, so I do have support now. But I still don't trust them enough to count on them to cover for me if something happens. And if I replace the president, complete chaos will start. Commentator. Wear your coat to the meeting and bring a receipt for it. I don't think I need a receipt. Everyone knows when I bought my coat and how much I paid. I was told that 2 council members, the president and treasurer, think I am exaggerating the situation and that I should accept a reprimand like an adult. When or if I go on Wednesday, I'll simply say that I no longer feel the trust necessary for my position and respectfully submit my resignation to avoid further drama. I will submit an official resignation and leave. I also learned that an emergency meeting was called to consider 3 resignations, not just mine. Commentator, author, defend yourself, something's clearly off here. And call Child Protective Services anonymously and report her instability. No, I won't be petty and I won't call Child Services. These children don't deserve to be dragged into this too. Commentator, maybe you should start your own group with people you can trust? Actually, I've already thought about such a fringe group for more rural areas outside our community boundaries. Maybe this is just divine intervention disguised as coincidence. Update 3. The meeting. Sorry, this will be long. When I parked, a couple of people came to say hello. But most council members acted as if I didn't exist. Meanwhile, my accuser just had fun at my expense, openly mocking me in front of others on the way inside. Oh, came for more. Apparently, I wasn't enough for you. And she blew a kiss. She came with the president. I think that's important, especially considering she later ran home. The meeting started at 6 p.m. I wasn't allowed to sit at the table until it was my turn. I sat alone for over 45 minutes. Finally, someone peeked at 6:53 p.m. to see if I had left and called me inside. My accuser was already gone. I sat down, and the first thing I was told was, "Well, maybe we were wrong." Then came an apology that reeked of nonsense and included a dose of gaslighting. You understand that when a complaint is made, we are obliged to investigate it. At that moment, I just exploded. I haven't even talked to my own children like that when they were infants. The tone was like speaking to the dumbest people. I told them there is a huge difference between investigating and immediately accusing. And that it bothers me that their incompetence in managing the council nearly derailed the entire organization and made us look terrible. To which they responded, "By unanimous decision, we decided not to accept your resignation. Welcome back." I don't remember being this confused. Last time, I expected a much harsher conversation. I had prepared a dry speech, and I walk in and all I hear is, "Oh, we were wrong. Well, it happens. Ha ha ha. Well, too bad you aren't accepting my resignation, because it has been submitted, and I'm not going to withdraw it. I'm leaving. And apparently you all understand perfectly why. For those who contacted me, I'll consider your proposal to head the council, but for now I don't feel the trust and transparency I need." And I left. My phone was blowing up all night. I wanted to write an update immediately, but it kept ringing and ringing. I don't even know how it spread so fast. I think good old gossip. But I had more than 30 calls and the same number of social media messages. So, what happened while I waited outside? My accuser decided to start causing trouble before the meeting, acting literally like a wild animal. I was told it was so bad that 4 out of 5 women present called the police and Child Protective Services. And when she was told that they had been called, she freaked out and ran home. That's a whole different story. The children, I was told, are safe. That's it. This time, the versions of events match surprisingly well, so I'll recount the events as they were told to me. Apparently, the president's husband is a drug addict. He gets his supply from the sister-in-law, that is, my accuser. I don't know the details, but I was told there's blackmail involved. Rumor has it she threatened to reveal the secret about the husband. Well, you know how it goes. He got injured, was prescribed medication, got addicted, then switched to cheap street substances because they were cheaper and the doctor didn't monitor the dose. There's also a rumor he sleeps with this same sister-in-law, but that's not confirmed. Although such talks have been going around for almost a year. I probably should have listened carefully to the rumors because I suspected nothing. At first, the accuser seemed normal, though nervous, went to the bathroom. Shortly after that, as I was told, something wild began. At one point, she was lying on the floor, writhing and wheezing like an animal. I would have liked to see it, but honestly, maybe it's good I didn't. When the accuser left, the remaining 2 votes swung my way. There was a discussion on how to deal with me, and the president just said she would follow the council's decision after her proposal to continue reviewing the complaint was rejected. Judging by the look she gave me when I entered, yes, in my coat, she didn't like it at all. The vote was unanimous to keep me. But after all that, I didn't want to stay. Tomorrow they have an open meeting, where they will tell people what happened, since transparency, ironically, is one of the promises we made to the community so they know who they are supporting. I won't be there, but there will be many angry and confused people. I'm glad I'll miss it, but I feel I'll find out everything anyway. They say there will be calls for the president's resignation. We'll see. I started all this feeling terrible. And today I am surrounded by positivity and feel good. This is karma. Looks like karma. I am already taking steps to create my own venture. We will collect fresh produce donated by local farmers and deliver it to homes, focusing on people recently moved to rural areas. Over time, I hope to offer clothing and household goods too, but I need to find a source outside our community so as not to take anything from the existing group. I already have a preliminary council, consisting of 3 of the 5 original council members. I told them they should finish their term in the group because they really do important work. And it would be unfair to those in need if they just left. 2 people resigned anyway because they were simply shocked by the last meeting. Their decision depended on mine, so their farewell meetings are scheduled for next week. Since they no longer have a secretary to take minutes and I was asked to do it. I am also being asked to run for president if the current one agrees to leave. I haven't decided yet if I will do it. It seems petty to me. And honestly, it's no longer my concern. Thank you for the support. I'm not sure I would have had the courage to attend the meeting without the incredible kindness and your support. You can't imagine how much it helped me when I needed it. Thank you. Update 4. As I was told, the open meeting turned out to be a complete disaster. The president was asked to resign, she refused. In the end, the entire council resigned. Now only the president leads the group, that's it. Basically, it's dead. To remain a registered charity or nonprofit, you need at least 3 council members. None of the approximately 50 people raised their hand when asked if anyone wanted to join. My venture, which I called Fringe Farm, on the other hand, has more volunteers than we need. This is the group I started after you, wonderful people, helped me decide it was time to leave the old one. I have mixed feelings. On one hand, it's nice to feel I was right. On the other, I don't like how it all happened. And there are too many reasons to list. Our first task as a new organization is to write a solid charter, which everyone will agree on, including specific steps for collecting, documenting, and reviewing complaints or claims. Well, that's it. Please write in the comments if you have experience participating in any charitable organizations. I think many would be interested in reading your first-hand stories. Meanwhile, thank you for listening to this story to the end. Check out our previous videos, which you can see here. Also, be sure to subscribe to our channel if, for some reason, you haven't yet. Good luck.